What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, all right, we're going back to Spiritbox. Yes, indeed, Spiritbox Fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Koriko1988. And Koriko1988 wanted to see me react to this song by Spiritbox called Holy Roller. Holy Roller, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like the CB code or the government code for the Pope Mobile? I think that's what it is. We got the Holy Roller going down Cathedral Street. I think that's how it goes. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have sworn that was the code for the Pope Mobile. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility that I've heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, hold it right there. I recognize this song. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Pale Chords Music, okay? And the video has 3.9 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Spiritbox, Holy Roller, official music video. Wah, wah, wah.
What the hell? No.
Yeah, there's that word official. Now, it's not coming off their official page. It's coming off some other music page, but it's still got the word official there. Look, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is we're going to have to just wait and see what happens and hope for the best. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, wow, we're almost done. Let it run. Jeez. Okay. Lock in with the symbol. Yeah, we're right there. Okay. Not a lot to talk about. This song is pretty straight ahead, pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure I didn't forget anything. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Spiritbox with Holy Roller. This was a request from Cortico 1988. All right. There's not a lot to talk about. There really isn't. This is going to be a pretty short review. It's pretty cut and dry, pretty self-explanatory, pretty straight ahead. So let's get to the score, and then I'll tell you how I got there, and I think it'll all make sense to y'all. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 6.2. Yep, 6.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 6.2. What does that mean? Well, a 6.2 would translate to a pretty good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a pretty good song. It would also get 3 out of 5 stars and a B- letter grade. Yeah, B as in boy, B- letter grade. Let that one sink in for you for just a few seconds. So yeah, 6.2, pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars and a B- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. There were 4 major factors going into this song that made this song, in my opinion, up to a 6.2. The feel, the drive, the direction, and the play on rhythm. Those were really what did it for me more than anything else. The song on its own, it had this straight feel. Okay, it never changed from what it was. It was a tempo, it was an upbeat tempo, but at a halftime feel. If you lock in with the cymbal, it will not lead you astray. It never deviated, it never changed. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. Just don't sit there and expect me to go, I was blown away by that, because I wasn't. But there was some really cool rhythmic play happening though within that same feel. I believe it's the chorus where we had the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that was nice. It happened every single time. There was a pattern. It wasn't random. Every time we got to the same section, we would hit it. That 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that 3/8 note pattern. It was fun. 3, 3, 3, and then 4/8. 1 and 3 and 4 and. It was without the act. So the accents were on every third. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so 3, 4 at the end had the accents straight 8. As opposed to the 3 pattern. It was cool. It was impactful. It was honestly the highlight of the song for me. Everything else in the song, very basic, very simple. Now, does that mean that's bad? No, doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it still felt good. It still sounded good. It had some energy. It has some drive. It had a nice groove to it. All I'm saying is that from like a chordal progression standpoint, nothing all that impressive. Pretty easy to follow. Notational, same thing. It was very easy to follow along with. As far as playing goes, I know those are guitars. I know those are real guitars, but because they are so overly processed and so overly EQ'd, so overly filtered, so overly compressed, so overly expanded, it ended up sounding synthetic, like it was a keyboard. Well, look, I'm sure it wasn't a keyboard. I'm sure those were real guitars, but sometimes less is more when it comes to, editing and running things through filters and running things through effects. And it was overly done, and it made them end up sounding like keyboards. Now, it's possible maybe those were keyboards. It's possible. I don't think so, but maybe it was. If that's the case, then kudos. You did it, guys. Good job. The drumming, again, same thing. It sounded digital because it was so overly processed. Now listen, I know there are a lot of bands out there. This is what they go for. They go for this type of sound, this overly processed sound. But if they're playing acoustic, not acoustic, if they're playing analog instruments, they're playing actual real guitars, real bass, real drums, why would you want them to sound synthetic? I don't understand that. I don't get it. It's kind of a shame because it loses some of its organicness, and it loses some of its realness, and it ends up turning and sounding fake, sounding digital. And it makes you wonder, did somebody just sit behind their computer for hours and program this, putting all the right sound banks in, putting all the right voicings in, and they created this? Is it possible? It is possible. I don't think so, but it is possible. As far as the vocals go, it was very linear, very one-dimensional. It was that grit and growl vocal with just a touch of pitch within the undertones, within the subharmonics. It was there. You had to search for it a little bit, but it was there. But it never deviated from that. It never deviated from that style. There was no evolution. There was no growth. There was no demonstration of other vocal styles or other vocal talents, which is a shame because from what I've understood and from what I've experienced with Spiritbox in the past, she's versatile. She's very versatile. So it was kind of a letdown, if I'm being honest, to be stuck in this one dimension of vocal performance. Now, within the context of the song, does it work? Yeah, it works. It fits, sure. But it would have been nice to see some other vocal styles from her because we know she's capable of more. This song just was not impressive to me at all, if I'm being honest. I didn't find anything impressive about the song whatsoever. And I wouldn't even say anything was great. There were some things that were really good. Like I said, the feel of the song felt good. The energy and drive of the song felt good. The play on rhythmics, it was done really well. I'll give credit where credit's due. The rest of it was just pretty good or okay. So I'm not going to sit here and sing praises of something that really doesn't deserve it, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like being one of those reactors that blows everything out of proportion and pretends to be amazed by everything they hear so they can pander. I'm not a panderer. So I'm telling you like it is, okay? I think it's a pretty good song. Overall, it is a pretty good song. It's up in the positives. It's getting a pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B- letter grade. B as in boy. Not C, not D. B-. I mean, I would have killed for B- in school. So, in any case, a 6.2. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 6.2, which is a pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.